Hi there, my name is Adya. I combine neuroscience with spirituality, put that into your lifestyle, and that is me. I'm a physical therapist and a psychologist. And today, let's talk about why that you cannot be alone. You are not meant to be alone. You are supposed to feel lonely when there are no people around you, and you are supposed to distract yourself from all these noises and all the people so that you do not think of a single negative thought in your head. That does not sound right, does it? Because it's not. You cannot stay alone. You are scared of staying alone, and that is not on you, that is on your brain. When you are alone without any distraction, your default modes activates in your brain, and that is responsible for your reasoning and analysis and reflection. So when you keep yourself overstimulated all the damn time, whether it is through people around you, whether it is through Netflix, whether it is through anything other than solitude, you are keeping yourself overstimulated. Your amygdala is constantly overstimulated, and the moment you remove this stimulation out of your life, even for maybe half an hour, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you start to feel anxious. You get really anxious, and then you think that that's because you are lonely, but that's not it. What we seeks us back. Now, let me tell you that I was one of those people who could not stand being alone. And when I say that, I truly mean it, that I felt that I could not be alone. I was so scared to be alone. Now, mind you, almost half of my life I have been alone. All the time, every time, whether it was during the COVID period or whatever, I was all alone. And it did not matter. But when after a while, when I got into a relationship and when things started to go awry, I was really worried that I could never be alone, due to which I was putting myself into positions and situations where I would rather tolerate the toxicity or the negativity rather than being alone on my own. If it sounds even a little bit familiar, then we are the same. And if I can change how my brain works, if I can change the neuroplasticity, the network that is in my brain, then so can you. And trust me, when I say the benefits you see when you are on your own are actually magical. And when I say magical, it is magical. Now let's understand our brain for a second to understand why we are so afraid of being alone. Because when we are left alone with our thoughts, most of us try to run away from it. Most of us do not want to accept those fears, see the strange side of ourselves. But I think that is what is necessary. The more you are in touch with yourself, the better you know yourself, the better your life becomes. Trust me on that. So when I was sitting out there all alone in the solitude in my house for months, and when I say for months, yes, for months, I sat alone. And I lost friends, I lost relationships, I lost a lot in that time frame, and I felt truly and completely alone. I didn't have a single person that I could truly share my fears with, my issues with, and it was devastating. I did not think that I was gonna make it through. But somewhere in me, there were some slight small shifts that I started noticing. That's what is important. Awareness. And I always say this: once you are aware of something, you can change it. Once you are aware of your situation, you can make the best out of it. So what happens to our brain once we start to accept the solitude? Naturally, our brain at first, it sees it as a danger because it's not used to it. When you're in a constant case of chaos, when you shift to peace, it is unfamiliar territory. Anything unfamiliar, unseen, not knowing what is happening is unsafe for our body. So our nervous system freaks out and it starts sending us signals where we are anxious, maybe you are having panic attacks, and your brain thinks of all the reasons that you should not be alone, you should not be in solitude, because it also knows that once you shift past that phase where okay being alone, you become the most powerful version of yourself. And that is the truth. When you're constantly distracting yourself, your brain, the part of your brain which focuses on executive functioning, planning, emotional regulation, that actually goes offline. So that's the reason that when you are on your own, maybe when you're taking a shower, you get really good ideas because you are on your own. You are not trying to distract yourself, you are being in the present moment. So that's the thing. Once you come out of the chaos, now when you try to achieve the alpha waves or the theta waves, you start to feel more creative. You get more creative, you feel more peace and calm, you feel your emotions much deeply. Now when you're not used to that, you feel the discomfort, but you have to sit through the discomfort to get to the other side. So our brain and nervous system has to be regulated in many ways. Now there's a second side of this, that is your spiritual side, the spiritual side of solitude that a lot of people don't talk about. Because what happens when you sit in silence is that your intuition gets louder. Your intuition is such a beautiful and magical thing. Your intuition can tell you a lot of things. Trust me, your intuition can tell you things without the proper information or the proof that you need. Your intuition, your body does not actually need a lot of information, external information. Once you tune in with your body, your intuition gets so loud that you start to understand a lot of things. You start to withdraw yourself from things that are harmful for you, even without knowing the reason. Maybe right now you feel that person is not good, but you don't have any proof. 6 months down the line, you're probably gonna get like a big proof that all this while that person was not it. And that's on your intuition. With that, I have so much more to explain, so much more to tell, and the magical experience that I've been having, tons of it, and I'm so excited to share it with you. And I would love talking about it more in detail. Let me know if you want to hear more about it. Let me know precisely how we can get through the solitude phase. And I'm always there. If you feel too lonely, drop down a comment below on how to regulate your nervous system, how to move through that. I'm your friend, so let me know. All right, thank you guys, I love you, bye bye.